You don't know no boy talk the truth TV. You want to just like and share and subscribe and touch the notification bell, you know. You don't know me see that news there, me I watch it out and me I say, you know, say me I go post some it because me have some little chat for making other news because I just pure corruption I go on in the country. Me don't know what happen. Everybody corrupt and then that side they lick out on that side and them are the same corruption. You see what me I say? And that's my point of view. Yeah, them are the same corruption. And them a lick out by each other. But yeah, man, just take in the news that we go talk about. And I go hear where the fault me find in the news, alright?
Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News. Here's what we have in the bulletin. Health Ministry accepts findings and addressing breaches outlined in Auditor General's report. Onion farmers in St. Thomas overjoyed as crop has now been sold. And later in sports, leaders Arnett Garden secure a semi-final spot in Jamaica Premier League. Thank you for joining us. I'm Shane Masters and here are the details. The Health Ministry has accepted the findings of the Auditor General's Department report in how it went about its spending and its emergency procurement processes during the COVID-19 pandemic. Chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, PAC, Jordan Robinson, made the announcement this morning through a letter he received from the Health Ministry. For example, the $129 million for infrastructural works.
It is to be noted importantly that formal requests for quotes were issued to these contractors outlining the bills of quantities and the performance requirements. Further, the contractors' letters of quotations and the ministry's acceptance thereof forms a binding contract between the ministry and the contractor as prescribed in the GOJ's standard bidding documents. This would provide the ministry with some recourse for poor or non-performance of the works. In relation to the transfer of $174 million, which raises concerns about the effective use of COVID-19 funds. The response from the ministry will strengthen its internal emergency public procurement processes to ensure adherence to the Public Procurement Act and related guidelines, as well as the Financial, Administrative and Audit Act and regulations. The ministry accepts this.
And then get so much money. Then get so much money in a COVID-19. I know some people that are Jamaican never can get a sweetie. All these people must give some people a 100 Canadian dollar. For all this much in a year with a COVID. And you much money you get. You much money you get for spending. And you want to spend the money in you want to spend the money in a big congregation. But trust me, man. And these people, man, they not go to prison. I don't know why you not go to prison, man. I don't know why you not go to prison. Anyway, my people listen.
Finding and will ensure in future that the requisite approvals are obtained by the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service. Additionally, the ministry will take steps to recover from the Jamaica Red Cross funds spent on non-COVID-19 related activities.
But what about the television sets which were purchased by the ministry? The ministry's Permanent Secretary Dunson Brand said that those were purchased to retrofit two facilities.
In order to house persons in an isolated way in a quarantine facility, we had to provide basic amenities for their comfort, for individuals.
Stick up in. For who? Who for comfort? That I want to find out. Who for comfort or not comfort? And no poor people comfort. Who not comfort or no big conies them. You understand me? But what about the poor class of people that want to lock down in the house? What about them? So why you have to get telephone, sick, and big TV? So what happened to the hungry people that want to lock down in the house? Days and have no food. And that me I try to show us the corruption can't done, brother. Corruption is from the friggin' start. From the head of the scream corrupt. What about the poor people that will never get nothing in a COVID? And that me want to ask you, brother.
Comfort, because we were removing from persons their freedom of movement, and they had to stay in those rooms for sometimes up to 33 days.
Mr. Bryan noted that the facility was also retrofitted with cable and internet services. This was done for a similar site in Kingston to a building which the Permanent Secretary says is owned by the Health Ministry. He further noted that those television sets are now in the Health Ministry's inventories. Auditor General Pamela Monroe-Ellis says her department is now satisfied with the Health Minister's responses to these breaches which were identified by her department.
I have no further issue subject to the response provided by the Ministry of Finance in its submission to the Public Accounts Committee, given that the Ministry indicated that action would be taken to correct the issues going forward. As it pertains to the matters raised, two matters in relation to the lease, that is one which I was not aware of.
The parliamentary opposition maintains that Labour Minister Carl Samuda continues to fail the workers of Jamaica. The latest broadside of the minister comes from Dr. Angela Brown-Burke over the treatment of complaints by farm workers in Canada. Halshane Burke reports.
The government is being blasted for its handling of the complaints by seasonal agricultural workers in Canada. The matter was once again brought to the fore at a People's National Party divisional conference in Manchester on the weekend. Opposition spokesperson.
Yes, I talk, but go sit down. How much year now? Let me tell you something right now. I just some few little young brains, boy, I come a farm work right now, I come talk out. So PNP, me I beg you go sit down. Me say go sit down because farm work system no pretty from all when you don't have it too much in years. How much years you not have farm work system? Are the little young youth them right now come up? Excuse me. Are the little young youth them right now come up? I look out for them oneself. So when you come up, you know enough for yourself. I move you if you move yourself. I move you if you move yourself and climb up in the truck when I drive on the TikTok program. You understand me? Enough of you want to come drive up my truck and dump you know. But I stop on TikTok, me I tell you want to come drive up in truck and dump you know. You understand me? Because look from when farm work system spoil. Look from when farm workers suffer. Me say the young little farm worker then right now come a farm work right now. Come kind of change the program and start get little new bed and start get little better paint up place. Years by years farm workers suffer. Farm worker now suffer right now too much, you know. Me not say they not suffer, you know. But right now in a discount packet right now. Farm worker now suffer like one time farm worker them. And you know a farm work system from Wappy kill fellow. You know do nothing to farm work system, but now, yeah, look vote now, so yeah, show up yourself because you hear the little young youth them ball out say the system now run. Look from one you don't have it, you don't never have no mouth, you don't never have no eye, you don't never have nobody where you back the system of foreign. You don't never have nobody where you back the farm work of them, and since the little youth them put it out, you know, from farm work system, most little youth join TikTok. And that's why I want to get around no skin for get to TikTok because TikTok whoop up the people here and busting out. Listen what me I talk about.
On Labour, Dr. Angela Brown-Burke says Labour Minister Carl Samuda and the government on a whole have failed the Jamaicans who are on the programme trying to earn an honest living. The workers have complained about inhumane and slavery-like conditions on some of the farms they work on throughout Canada. It led to a fact-finding mission which was headed by trade unionist Helene Davis-White. Following the mission, one of the key highlights in the report, which was tabled in Parliament, is that the liaison service for the farmers was found to be undesirable. That was the view of more than half of those interviewed by the team put together by the Labour Ministry.
So if more than half of them say the service with the liaison officer need little improvements, yeah? You know it's a problem there, don't it? You know it's a problem there. They're not taking no rocket science to figure that out.
So women could never fix it from the time when in a power. I don't know farm work rotten. I wish me just attack it look a while. Mama, I don't know farm work rotten. Farm work rotten from PJ, from Wappy, Hill, Philo. It's shaky. So now you get up in your feelings. Now what happened for a long time when it is worse than this, when farm worker go sleep on one bed for 40 years. Which part of the dead end time there when the system want fix. So right now the look you them a try and now they come out and come go and like say, yes, Uno did better. Uno never better. Uno never better.
If some of them say that the liaison officers need to visit more often, what that mean? Them not visiting enough, not true? And so I come back and I say the real problem, comrades, is with the minister.
But why is that?
Because the minister don't really care what is happening there. Yeah? And that is part of the problem. So in Parliament, I said to the minister, that minister, I love you to bed. Go on to bed. I love you as an individual. but you are failing the workers of Jamaica. You have failed the farm workers. You have failed the security guards.
Dr. Brown-Burke further noted that Prime Minister Andrew Holness should also be held to account.
If you have a minister in a government that fail the workers...
Stick a big, Miss Burke. Let me tell you something right now. Now you no mention even the Prime Minister. Because right now I want to tell you something, you know. I want to tell you something through the program. I watch the news and I say I'm going to run some of it on my YouTube. But I want to tell you something. Andrew Holness find a little youth, a little 13-year-old youth down in Jamaica that we have start the program with a little pick with them. And all Andrew Holness is only do on stage is give the youth an interview. Andrew Holness and his crew should find a place down there right now. Then should have almost done a nice little building. Full it with computer and desks and chair. And motivate that little youth when me see out by internet they have a clown out and I take interview all about. It's only the little people them we have art like we donate a little thing where we can donate, you understand me? But the government itself, from the first day you hear that guy in that ghetto, that little youth interview, the first interview where you get that little youth, Mr. Andrew Holness, you know what you should have done? You should have pushed down a place in that district, no matter what it is, wasteland, anybody land, you go pay for that piece of land there. And you should have pushed down that piece of land a long time and I put something on that for the little youth here. Where you see you out in the village you go on with anything. But anyway, no listen where you go on.
So many times. They're not business with the workers. You can't just hold the minister, not true. It's bigger than minister. It's bigger than minister. Where is the prime minister? In not see where go on. What we have is a government that is more interested in putting money in them pocket and them friend pocket. I will never forget.
Yes, Mama, the whole honesty, sir. And the whole honesty, sir, Mama. Right now, we don't want, you know, we want the Rasta, the UIC, one of them, you know. Because whole of you know what much you know of it. How long the 2 hour program? The 2 hour program the same way, so you know better. For your side, no better. For your side not better, which me tell you how long farm work people are suffer. So just ease yourself, you have something better than that we talk about right now. I vote here look. And that not did it. Because right now we have vote out the both of you. Both P and both J. A vote we are voting out. Anyway, no go and listen people.
I will never forget that the little nutri money, instead of using it to provide nutritious meals for children, it went into some of them crony pockets. And that is all them know. Scamming on top, scamming on middle, scamming on bottom. Chopper, 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 everywhere you go. Everywhere you go. Time come for a real government.
Alsheen Burke, TVJ News.
Onion farmers in St. Thomas are this afternoon elated that majority of their crop has been sold. They say they are grateful for the assistance they have received to sell their crop. More on this report from Karen Simpson.
Over the last 3 weeks, there was anger and fear among onion farmers in West St. Thomas because they were unable to find markets for hundreds of pounds of onions. TVJ News brought their plight to the fore as they called on authorities for help. That call was answered. Robert James is Member of Parliament for West St. Thomas.
We are 90% or greater in our uptake, and we are very, very satisfied and confident that we will end on a good note.
Mr. Robertson says this was possible because of a collaborative effort.
Working with a group called POPO, which is an onion and potato organization, grower organization, we have reached a point now with the hard work of...
Yes, Mr. Robertson. The one bus that for the people them. We want 1 million more like that. We want 1 million more like that, Mr. Robertson. I tell you, we want 1 million more like that. That is a good one. You understand me? And the people them ball hard for that. Mr. Jamaican Western St. Thomas MP. The people them ball hard and fight for that. Me I go give you credit for that one, the boss. You understand me? But you have 1 million more for fix. Alright?
Rather, the Ministry of Agriculture, the private sector, that as Member of Parliament, I am confident that all was done.
He noted that the spoilage level of the crop was not alarming and the percentage loss was low. The farmers reacted.
We are at the
almost very end of the onion season. We have had a tremendous season of onion we have never seen before. The Lord has showered down His blessing upon the farmers in the eastern section of the island. We would like to thank all the bodies and the entities that come around and assist the farmers in terms of sales.
I'm greatly giving thanks for everything the government and the MP have offering us.
The country's agriculture sector is on track for a 7th consecutive quarter of growth. Minister of Agriculture Colonel Charles Jr. has committed to exploring new ways of creating linkages for farmers so they can sell their goods. Carrie Simpson for TVJ News.
And it's time for a break here on the Midday News, but please stay with us. More stories when we return. Welcome back to the Midday News. An unidentified man was fatally shot by the police at 8 Rivers Plaza in Otre, St. Anne yesterday. 2 other men were stabbed during the incident. One was treated and released from hospital. According to the police, about 2 p.m., 2 employees of the Sakura restaurant had an argument during which one stabbed the other with a knife. The police were called. When they arrived at the scene, the brother of the man who was stabbed attacked the other restaurant employee. The man was stabbed several times. The cops say the brother ignored their orders to stop the attack and was shot. He was pronounced dead at hospital. Meanwhile, head of the Area 2 Police Assistant Commissioner of Police, Calvin Allen, is reporting a 37% reduction in crimes in the division. The division consists of Portland, St. Mary, and St. Anne. ACP Allen says the team also observed less criminal activities in Portland and St. Mary when compared to St. Anne. He says they are seeing where St. Anne is now having a number of domestic-related issues.
I can remember vividly a 67-year-old man 2 weeks ago in the Claremont area that was watering his lawn, and he was gunned down right in his lawn, in his front yard. And when we delve deeper into that situation, we are hearing of several parcels of land that is involved in a disputed situation with other family members. So this is one of the challenges that we are having.
But ACP Allen says the lawmen will continue their fight to rid the parishes, especially St. Anne, of any criminal elements. He's also calling on citizens to share information about crime-related activities in each parish.
Working with the violence prevention team.
Tell your thief in police them and that if you tell them. Tell them if you stop rob people. Tell them if you deal with people with respect. Tell them if you stop hug down people like yo. Tell them to make people trust them. Just like all your police when I see that they rob the woman. You have to tell the police them. I know the people that want to work with you, know. Our policing system is poor. Our policing system is definitely poor. That's why the people are not work with you. Because the people are afraid of you. Don't deal with the people them worse than the thief. The thief them protect the people more than your policing system. Some of them protect the people in the country. So right now you have to fix up the force first, bossy. That's all me have to tell you. People want to just like, share, subscribe, touch the notification bell. You don't know it's a little young talk the truth TV this a come. You understand me? So I want to just shove it up. Make people hear where I go on because you don't know. A whole heap of things are going.
In terms of doing several intervention activities across the respective divisions. So we go into communities, we engage with communities, and basically seek to guide them as to how they can solve or attempt to solve their disagreements without resorting to violence.
The St. James Police are probing a double murder at the People's Arcade in Montego Bay Monday morning. The victims have been identified as 30-year-old Ricardo Green, a vendor of Glendevon in the parish, and 24-year-old Vanessa Hopkins of a St. Anne address. Reports are that sometime after 8 o'clock, a resident went to a room occupied by Green inside the arcade and discovered the man and woman with their hands and feet bound and bullet wounds to their upper body. They were taken to the Cornwall Regional Hospital, where they were both pronounced dead. There have been concerns that inflows to the Universal Service Fund, USF, are decreasing. However, its CEO is assuring that's not the case. More in this report.
We're not running out of funds. Yes, the Universal Service Fund, as you know, is not as liquid as in time past. But with all certainty, we are planning properly just to make sure that these projects stay on the book.
There have been calls for a tax on select data services to help improve Jamaica's internet infrastructure. This as inflows to the Universal Service Fund, USF, have decreased because fewer people are making straight calls to Jamaica. Taxes collected from straight calls to Jamaica are used by the USF to roll out Wi-Fi access points.
Yes, my people, I don't know the boy talk the truth TV, just like and share and subscribe, you know. And if you see nothing I really say bad, you just put it in the comment. You don't know. I'm out.